When is the last time you really stopped to look at your hands? Most of us don't think to do that very often, but today, for just a few moments, let's do that. So hold your hands in front of you, palm up. Quietly examine your hands. What do you see? Are your hands dry? Are there calluses? Are there wrinkles? Perhaps cuts? What do you see that you perhaps never really noticed before? Now turn your hands over. What do you notice? If your hands could speak to you, what would they say? What stories might they tell? This exercise may be uncomfortable for some of you, but it's an important one. Why? Your hands are a gift. They are full of experiences, skills. They often speak without you ever having to utter a word, to make a noise. Your hands are not ordinary, they're unique. In any given day, as you carry out your job, in your health ministry, it's your right hand or your left hand, or perhaps both hands that reach out to provide care, to comfort, to heal. You have chosen to bless others with your hands in the work you do. Like your eyes that see and your lips that speak, it is your hands that hold, that heal, that share a caring touch. Think about how in the past days, months, or even years, your hands have reached out to show compassion, to offer strength and hope. Think how your hands have lifted the hearts, perhaps, of someone suffering. What about you? Can you recall a time when your hands consoled you, when you felt weary or worried? Have you ever wiped the tears away from your eyes and felt consoled? For just a brief moment, think about the consoling power of your hands and how they too can silently comfort you. And of course, your hands work. Your hands bring your skills to bear. Maybe they administer medications or start an IV. Whatever the manner of your work, it is your hands that care for others. They demonstrate courage, for they acknowledge the pain and illness of others. They help you push through difficult situations. Certainly during the pandemic, but truly day in and day out, your hands are called to care in the midst of challenging and sometimes crisis situations. It is the hands of yours. It is your stress and strain that comes from handling the pain. Perhaps you become more acutely aware of the sacrifices of your work and the sacrifices of your hands. Your hands heal, and they bring healing to patients, to families. They also tenderly bring calm. The work of your hands may be cleaning another's body or a wound, done all with dignity and respect. Your hands allow that person to feel like a human being. This sacred gift of your hands is present in the most basic of all needs: cleaning, bathing, wiping. At the same time, you spend a great deal of time cleaning your hands and washing and sanitizing them. Have you ever taken an extra minute as the water washes over your hands or as you sanitize your hands to simply pray, to slow down, to consider the holiness of what your hands do? Your hands too care for each other. Think about your colleagues and your team. You may not naturally think about how your hands care for each other, but they do. You do. Reflect for a moment on how your hands have cared for a member of your team. Your hands also serve with a purpose. Think of the times or the situations in which your hands work together with others. You may not think about it often, but your hands, they transport, they guide. All 27 bones and 123 ligaments in your hands, they get used, they're worked without you ever giving them much thought. But rest assured, your patients know and appreciate the work of your hands. And two, your colleagues depend on the work of your hands. Your hands also enter into the holy moments at the end of life, feeling the last breath of a dying patient. They provide comfort and reassurance of a sacred presence. Your touch conveys this and so much more. They hold family hands that have just lost a loved one, and at times they may wrap around to give a caring embrace to someone who is in grief. Motivated by your heart, your hands in these final moments of life are a comfort. May you begin to look upon your hands and see them as an extension of God's hands, touching and healing with compassion, that truly do see beyond the visible. May you also see that it is through your hands, your presence, and the experience others may receive because of your hands, the graces of God. In closing, look once again at your hands. Think more of all that you do with your hands each day. Remember to pause in the days to come and take moments to reflect on the gifts of your hands and how they help fulfill your organization's mission and how they answer your calling to care for the human spirit.